What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to try to give Shadow Gyarados a go in the Retro Cup. I think, as we've seen, Dragon types are really good in this meta, and while Gyarados isn't a Dragon type itself, it has a lot of Dragon type offensive pressure with Dragon Breath, and because it's so spammy with Aqua Tail, and crunch coverage in a meta with a lot of Psychics is really nice, it makes it so Shadow Gyarados is actually a very powerful Pokemon. Really quickly, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Gyarados can do. We got our first opponent of the day, Shadow Gyarados. Into Furret. Okay, very neutral lead matchup here. Gyarados is incredibly spammy, though, so I can outpace here to reach an Aqua Tail before a Swift is going to be reached from them. And now they do have Sucker Punch, which is going to add up quite a bit. I can go for Shield on the Swift there and try to brute force this to make it so this Furret's not going to be something my Oranguru has to deal with. They do let that go. Alright, we try to go for a catch. Doesn't quite work here. But they might stay in and throw energy anyway. Yeah, they're at 10, so either 5 if they go for a Swift, 4 if they go for a Brick Break, 3 if they go for a Trailblaze. Okay, so they're at 5. And we bait out on a Rockwounded, which is actually pretty good. They should be at 7 right now. I am happy to get this Pokemon away, potentially from my Oranguru here. What I'm kind of worried about, though, is will my Oranguru have any play in this game? There's a chance they're trying to triple counter the Funny Monkey. And if that's the case, then I guess we'll play it by ear. But there's also a chance it's like a Grumpig in the backline, which could be pretty good for us as well. They have to throw a Charge Attack to knock us out here. They can't let us get another Swift off, so they do throw energy. Likely just going to be a Bubble Beam here, though. Yeah. I'm going to switch. I see no reason to stay in here. When I can swap out, I can guarantee potentially a knockout here before they get to another move with this Crunch. Aqua Tail would come close to knocking out, but I don't want to be in a position where I take a Bubble Beam here. So we'll guarantee it with the Crunch there. Furret does come back in, and I believe they're 5 away from their next Swift. They're 4 after that one Sucker Punch, so I should be able to shield this up, and I think there's a good chance I can farm down. So that's what we're going to try to go for. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we do get the farm down. So now we probably get his shield back here with our Gyarados. But in the backline is actually a little bit of a scary Pokemon to see. That's a Charizard on Ember. I'm going to switch here because, I mean, I might as well. Oh, no, it's actually Dragon Breath. Never mind. I didn't see the fast move come through there, so I didn't really know what it was. I'm just going to go for a Brutal Swing right now because at this point, Brutal Swing is going to make it so I can get to the next one in just 2 more confusions. Whoa. What was that timing? I guess I shield this up. It could be an Air Cutter bait, but I don't want to risk it. Saying, if it's a Blast Burn, I get 1 shot, and if it's not, I just easily get this Brutal Swing either way. Nice. That was a little bit of a mistimed move by our opponent there. But I mean, I'm going to take that, because I don't want to give a Shadow Charizard a sweep here. Luckily, Oranguru was not completely hard countered on this game, but a little bit of a tricky matchup for it. But man, Shadow Gyarados put in so much work there. Alright, next game. Shadow Gyarados. Into Grumpig, okay. This is an alright lead matchup here. The weird thing, though, is I have 2 Pokemon that might be considered better answers to this in the back. So I don't know exactly what I should do here. Was that just a Dynamic Punch? Because I think that was a CMP. So that's just a Dynamic if they actually went for it here. You get a Shield? Okay. Yeah, actually, that was a CMP. Interesting. I think I'm fine letting this go. It might be a bad play, but I know I can survive this and probably get another Aqua Tail off. Okay, we see a Komodo come in here, too. Which, I mean, I'm pretty happy to avoid this potentially on my Furret. Or, could be an Upper Hand, could be a Clanging Scales, though. I think I'm going to shield just to play it safe. Upper Hand, didn't need to shield that. No defense drop, though, is pretty nice to see. And I should be able to go for a Trailblaze here, which I honestly don't know if this gets a knockout or not, but I wouldn't be surprised with a Hakamoa in the back, like double fighting dragons. They have to throw an alignment here. So, I mean, this is still kind of fine. We'll see what's going to happen, though. What's their final Pokemon? We shield this up. They can't really bring back in that Grumpig, right? I mean, I guess they can, but I wouldn't suggest it, because I do survive a Dynamic Punch from this range. So I should get a +1 Brutal Swing off. Either get a shield or come close to putting him into farm down range. And then I'll get a Charge Attack into the final Pokemon. We actually do get his shield there. Nice, okay. Because we survive this move. Dynamic Punch is only neutral, thanks to Psychic resisting fighting. So we'll see what's about to happen. If they do have a Komodo in the back line, or a Hakamoa, whatever that thing's called, they probably catch here. But no, they just let this go. What's in the back then? Hopefully we have play. That's going to be my biggest hope here. Okay. I need to get to an Aqua Tail here. Nice, we do. And I think that wins us the game. Because this Aqua Tail, it might not knock out, but unless they have close combat, they don't have an easy way to knock out my Furret here. And I think I should just be able to Sucker Punch all the way down before they could even reach it. I lag a turn. Thank you, game. So if they do have close combat, I don't know. I mean, I could lose here, but I think that was just an Ice Punch. Yeah. The classic one-turn lag. Love to see that. But it doesn't matter. We still pick up the win. Interesting team. Kind of triple weak to a Rangaroo. Alright, next opponent. Gyarados into Torkoal. Wait, that's a huge lead. That's amazing. I don't know what coverage move you run. It could be on Solar Beam, potentially. Yo. What's up, Gyarados? Alright. Well, a fellow gamer here running the Shadow Gyarados. I'm just gonna go straight Aqua Tail, though, because they literally have to shield this, or else they get farmed down. And we know that Furret should be able to survive one Aqua Tail, right? We saw that a second ago. So we should be able to keep Switch here. But we do have to keep in mind, Torkoal has Flame Wheel, and Flame Wheel is actually a pretty efficient attack, right? Yeah, I figured they'd throw an alignment there. So we overfarmed a little bit. Alright. Shield this up. And now we can overfarm by a couple more and go for a charge attack here. But honestly, if they shield this up, I think I just let my Furret go. I don't feel like I need Switch advantage as much as they might. Because a Rangaroo's got to be fine into the Torkoal. But they do let that go. Okay. I'm going to go for a Brick Break here, just to ramp my damage up a little bit quicker. You're at 4. I think it's 5 to a Flame Wheel, right? Yeah, it's 45 energy, so it should be. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I'm fine getting this attack off. It's a +1, basically, Swift here. The big question's going to be, though, what is their moveset? That's a lot of good damage, though. Okay, I mean, I'm just going to come in a Rangaroo here, because one Confusion should knock this out. And I would imagine, man, what do they go for? If they have, like, Solar Beam, that could hurt. No, just a Flame Wheel, so we survived that pretty comfortably here. We sniped down a ton of energy from them. Oh my goodness. I keep on seeing Shadow Lugia. It might be the same guy. I don't even know anymore. But this should be pretty good, I think, because I have a lot of Dark-type damage here. We do get a No-Shield there, actually, which, honestly, that did less damage than I thought it would. I'll let this go, though. I think we have enough fast move pressure here that we should be fine with our Gyarados. Oh, that basically knocks me out. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, either we farm down, or we get to 2 Aqua Tails there. That's... Dude, Lugia is, like... It's so weird, but I guess we'll take the win. Alright, next opponent. Shadow Gyarados. Into Shadow Gator. Okay. This is actually a little bit weird, because this is maybe my worst matchup into this. But I gotta say, it's probably not the... Like, it doesn't feel like a bad matchup, right? That's the strange thing about it. I almost wonder, in this meta, do you run Crunch on Gator? I could see it. They no-shield that, that's kind of crazy. I think now I just one-shield farm down. They're at 6, so either 1 or 0. If they crunch us, they're at 0. But I would always expect a Hydro Cannon, there's no reason to crunch. So they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge farm down to get. We did take a lot of Shadow Claw damage. What is this? They bring in a Typhlosion into my Gyarados. What the heck? I get both shields with my Aqua Tails here. I don't think I get to a third move. I would love to, but I don't know if I should risk the farm down here, when I know I can just swap into my Furret and be in a really good spot. Yeah, I think there's a good chance they would have farmed us down there. Alright, they have a Blast Burn loaded. I went for a CMP, just in case they try to go for a Thunder Punch bait here. Now it's going to guarantee they can't swap out with a Thunder Punch. But they do just go for a Blast Burn. So, I mean, on paper, I could have overfarmed here and had some energy for the backline, but I wouldn't mind this Pokemon just getting out of here anyway. And if they brought in Typhlosion, there's a good chance there's a second Fire type. And there actually is. Not exactly the Fire I was expecting. The Shadow Dragon Breath Charizard is a really cool pick. They had no bulk whatsoever on this team. They were so weak to Gyarados, actually. Holy moly. That basically one-shots them. They have to Blast Burn us here, too. Yeah, okay. Well, we don't even need our monkey that game. Let's go. What a weird team. We're fighting a lot of weird teams today. I guess people are just having fun. Alright, next opponent. Gyarados into Regidrago. Okay. Well, I have super effective Dragon Breath against them. The one problem is I'm not using Stab Dragon Breath, right? So they can still probably put in quite a bit of work here if they want to, but I think Gyarados is favored in this matchup. But they just go straight for a Vice Grip, which does make sense. Let's see what they want to do, though. Do they stay in now? Or do they swap out with the shield advantage? Stay in. I'll go here just for a crunch, because I want to guarantee a shield or a knockout. They might expect me to double Aqua Tail, which wouldn't be a bad play either. But yeah, I like that I did that. There's actually a chance here against Furret. Can I get to a second Aqua Tail before they get the Swift off? I think I might be able to, because Gyarados is so spammy. That's a lot of damage to land into this as well. They do just go for the farm down, which is the right play. I would have loved to see CMP there, though. They're at 6, so 1 past the Swift. 7, so they will get to 2 Swifts before I can get 1 off myself. 8. Alright. Could be a Brick Break, could be a Trailblaze. Likely just a Swift here, unless they are running Brick Break. Oh, okay, they Trailblaze, so they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm surprised they went for a Trailblaze there, but that means they're probably going to shield this up, and I'm fine with that. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I think I shield this and just fully Sucker Punch down, which is pretty cool. The problem, though, is if I do shield this and they swap out, they're only 1 away from another Swift, so they could actually reach it potentially against my Oranguru, but they just let that go. What's in the back? Oh, okay. I don't have Trailblaze here myself, so my charge attack pressure is pretty bad, but we can just go for a Brick Break, debuff them, and show them my second normal type, and they're probably going to realize it's pretty over at this point. Maybe they don't? I'm pretty sure Corsola cannot do a single thing here. They're playing it out, though, so I guess we gotta go for 2 Brutal Swings against them. Yeah, I mean, Power Gem is neutral, but since I resist Astonish, they're never gonna 2-shot us here. Not before I get to 2 Brutal Swings, at least. Okay, I guess they thought they had a chance up until that point. Let's go. Okay, that was a really good start. Was that our last game of the set? Is that a 5-0? Okay, first set with the team, we get a 5-0 to start. That's amazing. Get a Lapras, too. Love to see Lapras here as a reward. Don't love when it does that, though. What does that get us up to? That's gotta be past Legend, right? Yeah, 30-45. Alright, well, I guess let's keep going. Alright, next game. We'll see Gyarados into Regidrago. Okay, we just saw this a second ago. It's not that bad, right? It is a little bit more awkward than it has any right to be, just because, you know, my non-stab Dragon Breaths don't add up that quickly here. But it's fine. I'm gonna go for the crunch here right when they throw a move. It might be a bad play. It might be the best play of my life, though, so we'll see. Okay, well, it's not the best play of my life. They ended up shielding. We'll shield this up. I know it's a Vice Grip bait, but I gotta shield. I can't let that go. The one really good thing about Gyarados, though, is after a crunch, it only takes 8 Dragon Breaths to get the next move, so it's 12 and then 8, which is 20 turns, which CMPs on the second Vice Grip, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna let this go. I'm a little bit worried about what could be in the backline here. I didn't win Switch Advantage, because I didn't get the bait calls properly this time, so it'll be a little bit awkward potentially, but maybe here, if it's a similar team to the last Regidrago lead, we'd be in a pretty good spot, just having our Furret up energy. And I mean, we see in a Rock when he comes in here, which I kind of needed to see, because, man, this Pokemon's annoying. They should be at 11 right now, which means they have access to a Bubble Beam in 3 more Bug Bites. Swift is gonna do some damage, I guess. 20. So they're at a Bug Buzz now. And here's where a Rockwanid can be kind of an annoying Pokemon to deal with. Do they bait us, or do they just full send? Really good counting by them. I'm going to shield this up, because, I mean, obviously, I can't take a Bug Buzz here. No matter what, I do need a shield. Okay, well, I mean, a Water Pulse, I guess I could have survived, but I think it's a better play here to do this. No matter what, just make sure this Araquanid goes down. And hopefully, once this goes down, my Oranguru is going to be in a better spot. Really nice counting by them. They, I think, got DRE on that Sucker Punch, so that means I can't do one Confusion to knock them out, which is a little bit annoying, actually. Ah, yeah. I was kind of worried about the Furret in the back here. Makes a lot of sense, though. They got us. Oranguru was a little bit useless this time. I wonder if I would have played this game out, like the lead matchup out differently, maybe we would have had more of a chance, but Oranguru was just kind of a sitting duck here this game. That's unfortunate. Alright, Shadow Gyarados into Jumpluff. You know, if I'm being honest, I don't have a great answer to this Pokemon, so I guess we'll try to neutral game it. Dragon Breath will add up over time here. But Acrobatics basically one-shots us, and I don't love that. So we'll see what they do. Oh, Crunch does way more than I thought it would. 9. I wonder if they just go straight Aerial Ace here. Honestly, if they do, that's fine by me. I just need to make sure I get this Pokemon whittled down. There are 9, so 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So they do have another Acrobatics right now. But they could also just bait us again. We'll see, we'll see. They do shield. 8, 9. Man, okay, they love overfarming by 2, I guess. I'll shield this up once again, just in case they do end up going for the big attack, which they do this time. So they're at 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go for a CMP here on the Aerial Ace, because I feel like they're never going to try to build up to an Acrobatics, and it looks like we did call that correctly, so this should knock them out. Nice. So there goes the Jumpluff, at least. And Licky Licky comes in here, which is a Pokemon that does kind of counter Gyarados, but I can get a lot of damage here, swap out, and maybe still have some use with my Gyarados later on. They're at 4, so 1 past a Body Slam right now, 2 away from their next move. 2, 3, 4. We'll go for the Brick Break here. This will put some pressure on this Licky Licky to either shield immediately, or maybe just put them into farm down range right after. You actually get a shield there, nice. 5. So they're 1 away from the next Body Slam right now, but I'm very happy that we're chipping this down as much as we are. And we got that defense drop against them. 6. This might be crazy, but I think I can Dragon Breath this down. Because of that defense drop especially, right? They undercharge, though, which is a smart play. Alright, Lapras in the back here. The one awkward thing is I swapped at the same time they did, so that means they do get a full farm down here, which I don't love. Oh, okay, I guess you get a defense drop. I don't know how much that matters. I need to get to a Brutal Swing here before they can get a knockout against us. It's going to be kind of dicey, but I think I do survive 2 Sparkling Arias. I'd be surprised if I didn't, honestly. Yeah. Alright, let's just knock this thing out. We're still pretty healthy. That Licky Licky is really low on HP. I think 2 Confusions might just be enough to knock him out here. And if they're not, it's not like they can Shadow Ball us. We resist Shadow Ball, so they have to go for Body Slam. That's not going to do too much. Okay, let's go. Next opponent. Shadow Gyarados into Cetitan. Okay, well, I've had teams in the past where I'm, like, really weak to Cetitan, so I'm happy here at least I get a neutral lead. Because I can outpace him to Aqua Tail. Oh, nice catch. What was that on? Milotic, okay. That kind of... I didn't know what to think about that for a second. Shadow Milotic, oh my goodness. Okay. We'll attempt to catch on a Wrap, and it looks like we got the catch back, so they're not the only ones that can make annoying catches on their Pokemon. Wrap is gonna do some damage, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, they throw an alignment here. And this is where it's going to get a little bit weird. I'm going to shield this up. Just because I don't want to take this damage, I am debuffed. So I feel like that's not a bad play. I can get some damage back into that Titan here. Because if they don't throw immediately, I get 2 charge attacks off. And if they do throw immediately, that's fine as well, I guess. I could try to go for a sneak here. I'm not going to risk it, though, and it looks like that was the right play. So they should be at 6 Powder Snows. They have to have, like, an actual fighter answer in the back, right? 7? Okay, they throw pretty quickly here. I would imagine there could be, like, a Grumpig in the back. And we'll see, though. Could also be something else. Oh, we get a knockout. Okay, that's beautiful. What is this? Okay, we're fine here. I saw Mono Bug. Honestly, I really didn't know what to expect. Spidops is probably the most boring answer to that question, but we have Furret. They're not on Bug Bite. This is not the EUIC meta, so we resist the fast food pressure here. This is so bad for them. We'll just no-shield this up. Furret can survive 2 charge attacks incredibly easy. Rock Tomb, I believe, does do slightly more damage than a Lunge would, but it does take more energy. And I think you need 3 charge attacks anyway, so I don't know if that really helps them much here. Then again, I think I'm overanalyzing this. I have a shield advantage. I'm a Furret into a Spidops. There's not much they can do no matter what happens. Yeah, and they concur. Let's go. Dude, this team's just popping off right now. All right, next game. Shadow Gyarados into Gastrodon. Okay. That is by far a winning lead. I guess, okay, so they can go for body slams here, which would hurt a little bit. But because I resist almost everything they do there, it's not great for them, right? They come in with a Furo. I wish I had Trailblaze on my Furret, so that way no matter what, that Gastrodon was pretty useless, but I mean, this is still looking pretty good for us here. I don't need Switch Advantage this game. I think it's going to be Gastro Double Flyer. I've seen that team a couple of times, not just in this meta, but also, was it like Sunshine Cup, whatever came before this? I saw that team quite often there as well. So if that's the case, I could care less about Switch Advantage. They might no-shield this too, which, I mean, that's pretty nice if they do. Honestly, if they shield this, though, that's probably just even better for us. Yeah, they no-shield, which makes a lot of sense. Guys, is back-to-back CMP a thing still? That looks like a back-to-back CMP. I didn't get a sneak through. I thought they fixed that. We're learning that a lot of bugs are still in the game, I guess. Oh, wait, no, okay. Maybe that was just a visual thing, because it looked like I got a sneak through. The visuals are so bad in this game. I don't even know, guys. Let's Dragon Breath this down. What is happening with these visuals? What did they just do? They are in so much trouble, though. Yeah, it's the double flyer team, as we thought. Big Aqua Tail. We get a shield. We bring in the monkey, and I think at this point, they're probably going to realize there's not much they can do. We have Trailblaze. Despite the weird shenanigans that game, still a pretty easy win. Next game, Shadow Gary into Titan. Okay, we saw one of these earlier, and as I said, we do outpace them to Aqua Tail before they get to Icicle Spears, but it's not like Powder Snow's not going to add up quite a bit, right? And they could try to go for a catch. I think the last opponent, oh, it was the Milotic, right? They caught on Milotic, which was unique. It was a unique play. Okay, they let that go. 8. So they're 2 away from their next potential Icicle Spear here. They're at 3. They try to catch. 3. We'll build up energy there, swap into our guy, and we'll see what they do. I would imagine a Rock Tomb comes through here, but that's fine. I have a lot of energy left over on my Gyarados. I think they can only get a Brick Break off into us as well, which is pretty good. Because after this, I should be able to go for 1 Confusion and knock them out. Yeah, so they can't risk going for the Rock Tomb. Or they can, and they just get knocked out instead. I guess that works too. This might be crazy. I'm going to shield this up. I have a lot of energy here. I might as well be as annoying as possible, I think. Yeah, I think that was definitely the play. Because I have so much energy on my Gyarados. And they have to throw energy to knock out my Oranguru, too. Yeah, this should be fine. I might not even need my Furret this game. And the good news is this is a non-Shadow 2 cannon. A Shadow 2 cannon can do some monstrous stuff to Furret. It's not even funny. One turn lag. Love to see that. Luckily, they're still one away from their next move, but they got a sneak there that they definitely should not have. Nice. As long as this knocks out, I'm very happy. Even if it doesn't knock out, I think I'm fine. I think Crunch actually might have done more raw damage here. I should have gone for that. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's enough. Oh, no, we need our Furret. Dang it, they see our third. It's fine. We'll Sucker Punch this down. Even if they did reach his superpower, Furret takes that pretty easily. It doesn't one-shot us. And just like that, I think that's a 4-1 set as well. Was that a 5-0 into a 4-1? Yeah, wow. Okay. I forget how we lost the one game that we lost. It was, a Rock-winded Furret backline, right? So our Rangru was just kind of useless, but basically every other game, this team, it just popped off. 30-77, oh no. Our Q times are going to be so bad now. It's hard to say that Shadow Gyarados was not the MVP today. I mean, in a meta here where Dragon types are basically uncontested, having that Dragon Breath pressure to beat the other dragons, and to also have access to very spammy moves like Aqua Tail, it makes sense why Shadow Gyarados would be so good, but it's always a very fun Pokemon to use, so give it a go if you want to try it out yourself. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.